What is up, YouTube? It's your girl Gennell L'arae, and I am back with another video. Alright, so as you guys can tell by the title, today I'm going to be telling you guys how I set my house on fire. Yes, you heard it. Yes, me. I set my house on fire. Well, not really the house, more so the kitchen. But yeah, let's just get right into this story time. Okay, y'all, so we about to get right into this story time. I am gonna include my receipts because I always come with receipts, period. But yeah, let's just get started. So I don't remember what day of the week it was, but I'm assuming it was like a Friday, Saturday, something like that. And my dad had cooked for us earlier. I think he made burgers that day or something. Burgers or hot dogs, something like that. And so I wanted fries with my burger. And so I was going to make my fries. But usually my dad makes our fries in the air fryer. But I don't like to eat my fries out the air fryer. Although it's quicker, I just don't like the taste of it. I'd rather boil my fries like in the grease. So my dad was getting ready to leave to go out and, you know, do whatever he do or whatever. And I put the grease on the stove and I was waiting for it to get hot, and I put the stove on medium low. And so while the grease was getting hot, it takes a while for grease to get hot, honestly, in my opinion. So while I was waiting for the grease to get hot, I let my dog outside in the backyard. And so at the time, we had like a little hole in our backyard, like in the gate, and he would like get out, and I did not feel like going around the neighborhood to chase him. So I just stood outside and I was waiting for him to use the restroom because it was also dark too. So I was on the phone with my friend and I'm watching my dog, making sure he's using the bathroom and all that good stuff, and I'm waiting for the grease to get hot. Now this is where I messed up because I should have never left the grease unattended, but I didn't think that this was gonna happen. But you know, lesson learned. So I'm just chilling outside and I'm hanging out or whatever, and I'm on the phone with my friend. I'm waiting for my dog to use the bathroom, and all of a sudden I just think like, oh my god, my house is on fire. And I turn around and I run in the house, and sure enough, it was a fire. And I was like, oh my gosh, and I was just panicking. I didn't really know what to do. And I'm on the phone with my friend the whole time, and I'm like, oh my god, like my house is on fire. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Like, what do I do? I'm so scared. And so I just start taking water and throwing it on there, but like the water wasn't helping because it was a grease fire. But obviously my dumb ass didn't know that, or I didn't think of that, because you know, automatically when you think fire, you think put water on it and it'll go out. And it actually got worse, and like it was like this big like whoosh, like explosion. So at this time my brother was upstairs on the game, so I'm just yelling, and I'm yelling at him like, get out of the house, get out of the house, get out of the house. And I'm screaming at the top of my lungs because when my brother's on the game, he's usually screaming and yelling, and he has like this big set of headphones, so more than likely he can't hear me. So I'm yelling as loud as I can, and I'm like, get out the house, get out the house, get out the house, call 911, call 911, because I didn't know what to do because the fire was just getting bigger as I was throwing more water on it. So I just run out the house and I get him out the house, and I'm just outside, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm panicking, I'm shaking, like I'm literally having a whole panic attack because I did not know what to do. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Meanwhile, the house is still on fire, and I'm evacuated out the house. I'm like, I'm not gonna let my house burn down. So I go back inside, and I'm still trying to fight the fire off, and I just keep throwing water on it, and eventually it went out. So after it went out, I'm opening all the windows and just airing the house out, and I'm standing outside, and I called my dad, and I was like, Dad, I set the house on fire. And he was like, what happened? What did you do? And I told him, I was like, I was about to make fries, and like I guess the grease got too hot or something, and the stove caught on fire. And he was like, see, you can't be doing stuff like that. Like, he wasn't mad. Like, his first instinct was, are you guys okay? And I told him, yes, we're okay. You know, we got out, the fire's out, and I went and took pictures of the damage and all that stuff. So everything was good, but I just couldn't believe that I set my house on fire. Like, that really happened, and I was honestly so scared. But in the mix of that, like, my main priority was making sure that my brother and I got out the house, because if our house was gonna burn down, we were not about to be in the house if it was gonna burn down. But I didn't let my house burn down because I've lived in this house since I was like 7, and like it would be so tragic if I just let my house burn down. And honestly, if I was to call the fire department, I feel like they would not get here in enough time, and by the time I put the fire out, like, it was just no point in calling them, because usually when it comes to like calling the police or calling the fire department, especially in my area, they're not gonna get here until freaking somebody is already dead, or the house would have been burned down by the time they got there, in my opinion. So I was able to put it out, and it was kind of like, you know, laugh about it later, but honestly, I have PTSD, and I did not cook for like a while because I was scared I was gonna set the house on fire again, and I didn't want to do that. And like the next day, I was with my aunt and my family. We had all went to the water park, and everyone was just laughing at me because I set my house on fire. And like every time I would laugh, like they would cry. Like I would just start crying, because like I felt like in that moment we could have died. Like I could have died, our house could have burnt down, we could have been inside the house and the house could have burnt down. Even though I feel like I'm just being dramatic, but that's just how I was feeling, because I have anxiety. And I was literally I just held my brother, and I just kind of cried for a little bit, because it's just like that could have been way worse than what it was. Because I've known people, well, I'm not gonna say I've known people, but you know, people die in fires all the time, and we could have been one of those people that died in the fire. The fire could have been way worse, and the whole kitchen could have been on fire. You know what I'm saying? So lesson learned, never leave grease unattended. And you know, hopefully I don't set the house on fire again, which I don't think I will. But the damage was very minimum in my kitchen. I'll insert pictures so you guys can see what my kitchen looks like, and then I'm about to insert the video of where the house actually caught on fire and my reaction. Alright, I know this video was kind of short, but it's just a short little story time just to tell y'all my experience and how I set the house on fire. And it's kind of, honestly, now it's kind of funny, but I'm glad I'm okay. I'm glad my brother's okay. I'm glad the house is okay. Our kitchen is okay. So if you like this story time and you want more of a juicy story time or more story times, make sure that you give this video a big thumbs up and you comment down below, and make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.